What if your life's greatest contribution to the world was something you never saw? What if the voice that could change everything was one you kept buried in a drawer? Franz Kafka lived and died in obscurity, haunted by self-doubt, crushed by bureaucracy, and convinced his work was worthless. Yet today, we speak his name as a symbol of an entire worldview. This is the strange, tragic brilliance of Franz Kafka and the birth of the Kafkaesque. Kafka was born in 1883 in Praga, a child of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and a son to a man he could never satisfy. His father, Hermann Kafka, was the embodiment of dominance, a self-made, boisterous businessman who had clawed his way out of poverty. He demanded strength, ambition, and obedience. Franz was delicate, anxious, bookish, the exact opposite. This mismatch shaped Kafka's inner world. From a young age, he was made to feel small, not just physically, but existentially. Writing became his outlet, his quiet rebellion. But rebellion was not allowed. His father dismissed writing as foolishness and steered him toward law, toward practicality, toward a respectable life. Kafka complied, but something inside him never settled. By day, Kafka worked in insurance, working long hours, endless paperwork, and suffocating hierarchy. By night, he wrote. He wrote about people trapped in systems they couldn't understand, about trials with no cause, about waking up as a bug. Kafka never believed his work was any good. Most of it was unpublished, some unfinished. Even the manuscripts he did publish were largely ignored. He lived quietly, died quietly at 41 from tuberculosis. On his deathbed, he told his closest friend, Max Brod, to burn everything he'd written. Brod didn't listen, and that changed everything. Decades after his death, Kafka's work began to resonate with the modern world in a way no one could have predicted. The word Kafkaesque entered the vocabulary, not just of literature, but of life. It came to mean something more than strange or surreal. The Kafkaesque is being trapped in a maze of rules with no exit, is being held accountable for things you don't understand. It's the silent terror of modern systems, bureaucracies, governments, institutions that grind down the individual with indifference. But even more than that, it's the internal reaction, the alienation, the confusion, the quiet surrender. Kafka didn't give us villains. He gave us corridors. He didn't give us revolution. He gave us resignation. In the trial, Joseph K. is arrested for a crime he's never told about. He spends the entire story navigating a senseless legal system, meeting unhelpful officials and waiting for answers that never come. By the end, nothing is resolved. He's still guilty. Of what? No one knows. That's Kafka. In the Metamorphosis, Gregor Samsa wakes up as a giant insect. No reason, no explanation. His first concern is he's going to be late for work. The horror isn't the transformation, it's the routine. Even as a bug, he's worried about productivity. This is the true depth of Kafka's genius. He didn't just write about absurdity. He revealed how deeply we participate in it. Kafka's stories aren't just fiction, they're mirrors. They reflect how modern life can shrink us, how systems can make us feel guilty without reason, how we quietly accept roles we didn't choose and can't escape. He thought he had failed, but in that failure, he told the truth of an age. Franz Kafka never lived to see what his voice became. But in revealing his own quiet suffering, he gave language to ours. And that's the Kafkaesque paradox, that a man who felt powerless gave the world a new way to see powerlessness. That a voice lost in obscurity became the echo of modern existence. So ask yourself, is the absurdity out there, or is it in here? And how many others, like Kafka, are out there right now, holding brilliance in their hands but never knowing its worth?